Hello and welcome to The Buzz. I'm your host, Dion Spires. This month, we're looking to the skies with the Sun and Fun Expo campus. You might have heard about a little event called the Sun and Fun International Fly-In, which happens once a year in Lakeland, but the Sun and Fun Expo campus houses a variety of educational facilities and programs where students can learn about aviation all year round. Today we have Rochelle Floyd, the Education Director of the Aerospace Center for Excellence, and Joel Bresler, the Engineering Instructor at the Central Florida Aerospace Academy, here in studio to tell us more about what the Sun and Fun has to offer to Polk County students. How are you guys doing today?
Great, thank you.
Doing well, thank you.
Thank you for being here and taking the little drive out here to come talk to us about everything that the Sun and Fun Expo campus kind of has to offer to students. There's a lot that people I don't think realize. I didn't realize that there was an academy out there until a couple of months ago. So let's start off by talking about where you guys primarily work. Tell me a little bit about what you guys do over on the campus there.
Well, Sun and Fun is what we're known for. It's our annual fundraiser that actually starts Tuesday, April 10th. So we've got that just right around the corner.
It's exciting.
But Sun and Fun is actually the umbrella of a lot of educational things that we have year-round, like you said, on our campus. The Aerospace Center for Excellence is the educational component of the Expo campus. So within that corridor, we have the Central Florida Aerospace Academy, which is the high school there.
Okay, cool. And is that where you're located?
That's where I'm located.
Okay.
I'm the engineering teacher out there. We're part of Kathleen High School. We're Academy of Kathleen, but we have a standalone campus. Our students come to school it's at the airport. It's at the Sun and Fun location, the campus. And our students take all of their core classes there. They take the English and the math and the science and foreign languages, that type of stuff.
Okay.
But we have 4 tracks, the aviation tracks that our students are involved with. We have the A&P, which is FAA certification. We're one of 3 or 4 high schools in the nation that can offer FAA certification with A&P program. Wow. That's airframe and power plant. We have an avionics program. That's anything to do with electronics on an aircraft. Our students can start studying about avionics at the high school level. We also have what we call aerospace, and in the aerospace program, the students can learn to become pilots. They also learn about airport management and that type of stuff. They can learn about UAVs, or the unmanned aviation vehicles. And then I teach the engineering out there, and I teach them kind of to think analytically. How do you approach a problem? How are you going to work through things with teamwork and that type of stuff? We also do certifications in each of those. A&P, they get FAA certification. With the avionics, they're just starting a new certification. I can't remember the name of that, but I think it's called AET. Do you know?
I'm not sure.
And with the drones, or with the UAV program, they can get drone safety certification. Nice. And they can work on their ground school for pilot school. And with my program, they can do, we do CAD programs, and they can get certification with SolidWorks and also with the Autodesk.
Wow, so you guys have a lot to offer to somebody who's interested in that field of work.
Yes, any student that's interested in aviation at the high school level should go to Central Florida Aerospace Academy.
It's important to these students to have this kind of a thing offered for them within our Polk County area. Can you guys talk from your perspective about the importance of what Sun and Fun's doing on an educational level with that?
Yes, and I do not work directly with the Central Florida Aerospace Academy. I am the Education Director at the Aerospace Center for Excellence. So we work with all of the schools in Central Florida. So we do different programs where I'm at various schools throughout the year, as well as bringing them to our campus.
Okay.
And we have so many different programs that we can offer the students who visit us, and whoever I go out to, there's various things that I can take to them, whether it be a planetarium, an aircraft, or take some of the students to talk about their UAVs.
Cool. Yeah, so elaborate a little bit on that. We've talked about how you guys have the Academy and the Center for Excellence, but the other things that you guys can kind of take out off campus, or that people can come to you to see, like the planetarium. Just elaborate a little bit on what else you guys do have to offer outside of the Academy.
Well, like I said, I'm a very busy woman as far as going from location to location, trying to open up the world of aviation to our students.
Cool. So let's talk a little bit about the club that you guys have on campus that's kind of affiliated with the academy, the Unmanned Squadron. Tell me a little bit about what that is, because in the second half we're going to have some of the students talk in depth. But are you guys involved with that? What is your involvement, and what is the club, kind of in a nutshell?
So the Unmanned Squadron is a club that we have on the Sun and Fun Expo campus. It is mostly, if not entirely, composed of Central Florida Aerospace Academy students.
It is. It's entirely composed of the Central Florida Aerospace Academy students, but it's not limited to only those students.
Okay.
So in my role with the club, I'm pretty much the liaison between Sun and Fun, the airport, and the AMA. And Joel here is one of their mentors, so he actually works directly with the students, while I'm kind of on the backside working with all of the other organizations that are affiliated.
So Rochelle, you mentioned when you were talking about the AMA, for the viewers and for people like myself that don't know what that means. What is it, how are you guys affiliated with it, and what does it mean to be sanctioned by the AMA?
The AMA is the Academy of Model Aeronautics.
Okay.
And Joel can explain how we're affiliated with them.
Okay. The AMA is it's a sanctioning body, or it's an organization that I believe got their start with radio-controlled aircraft. And so there's so many clubs around the country that have the radio-controlled aircraft chapters. They have safety, they have fields that they can safely fly at. They have procedures that must be followed in order that they're going to be following the AMA rules and that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. When we, as a club, the Unmanned Squadron, were looking for a place to fly, because we have high school students, they can't drive to a field that may already be sanctioned or something like that. Okay. And in order to be able to have a membership, we needed to have something that would be convenient for students that can't drive. Mm-hmm. And so we went to Lakeland Linder, we went to Sun and Fun, and through Rochelle and through accommodations with Rob Williams, which is with the museum, and talking with Lakeland Linder, talking to the manager and stuff like that at the airport. It took about a year, but an agreement was made between the FAA, the airport, with Sun and Fun, and with our organization, the Unmanned Squadron, mm-hmm. to allow the students to fly at an airport. That's a big deal, because it's illegal to fly at an airport or within 5 miles of an airport with a drone. And as far as we know, we are the only club that can fly drones at an active airport in the United States.
That's awesome.
But that also brings responsibilities of us as our club members. We have to always ask for flight status. Can we fly? We usually give them 24 hours to 48 hours. We request flight time. We ask Rochelle. Rochelle contacts the airport. They give us a go or no go to flight, and they're really accommodating for us. But if we are cleared to fly, then we have an area of field that we're allowed to fly in. We must have radio contact with the tower. They know that we're in the air, mm-hmm. and we must maintain certain parameters. And so we follow that. We respect the FAA and their safety and their regulations. We respect Lakeland Linder and their airport. We respect Sun and Fun allowing us to fly. Mm-hmm. And so it's a real responsibility. Anything with aviation, one thing that our students learn, we have student pilots. They're learning to become pilots, not because they're 16-year-old or 17-year-old. It's the same regulations as if you were an adult. Mm-hmm. And so we teach them the respect of the air. Mm-hmm. And so for our members, they must become members of the AMA. And with that, they must follow certain safety procedures. We, as a charter, must follow certain parameters and stuff with our field, certain safety things with that. It also it makes everybody a little bit more comfortable in terms of Lakeland Linder allowing us to fly, mm-hmm. because we're covered under an insurance umbrella as well. Right. And so when our members become members of the AMA, it's free for students. Adults have to pay a fee, but they're covered under that insurance policy. They have to follow certain guidelines. They have to follow certain safety procedures. Mm-hmm. Another thing that we do as a club is we require all of our students to take the FAA 107 safety course, which is for UAS, which is Unmanned Aerial Systems. Thank you. And so it requires them to have a safety course prior to us allowing them to even touch a drone or to fly a drone.
Well, that's important. That's good.
It is, yes.
So from everything that you guys have said, it's very clear that you guys offer a ton of educational opportunities in all different varieties at the Sun and Fun campus and underneath that Sun and Fun umbrella. How can people get involved with any number of these or find out more information about them if they're interested?
Well, they can always visit our website. It's www.flysnf.org, and we try to list all of the events on there.
Right, and one thing that we like to try to do, especially with the squadron, is Sun and Fun has allowed us to open the 727, which is one of the classrooms out there. And so the squadron, we open it up, we give tours of that. And so when people come out to Pig Fest, or if they come out to the Carlisle car show, or if they come out to a dog show or something like that, oftentimes we can introduce them to the school, and we can introduce them to Sun and Fun and the educational opportunities out there by showcasing the airplane and allowing them to walk through. So that's another way that we can kind of bait them or hook them to bring them in and say, hey, because oftentimes when people are walking through the plane and we're talking to them, or the students are talking to them, they say they go to school here and they don't even realize there's a high school located there.
Yeah.
And so it's a nice tool for educational purposes, but also letting people know what's available out at Sun and Fun.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much for coming and talking about what you guys have to offer out on the Sun and Fun campus. And I hope that it kind of planted a little seed for a couple of people that didn't know that what you guys were doing out there.
Great.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
It's time for a short break, but stay tuned. We'll be right back with some students from the Unmanned Aerial Squadron, a high school aviation club hosted by Sun and Fun.
I've known Mikhail and Giro about 6 months.
She's spunky, she's always cracking jokes, she's lighthearted about things.
There was an immediate connection.
And really young at heart also.
I try to keep up with what these young people is doing and knowing.
It's nice that Meals on Wheels created an opportunity for both of us to connect with each other.
We laugh and talk about so many things. They both came and told me she was pregnant.
We were just excited to tell somebody the news we just found out ourselves.
They hadn't even told their family. Oh my gosh, you guys did it! I felt good that I was the first person to know.
We both want our kid to have some of her personality and her characteristics.
I said, you guys have no idea how I really, truly feel about you.
Oh, she's making me cry.
Drop off a warm meal and get more than you expect. Volunteer at americaletsdolunch.org.
America, let's do lunch.
Awkward. Do I look familiar? I should. You might remember me from here. Here. Or maybe even here. But an awkward silence can be a great thing. It can actually be a perfect moment to reach out to a friend and ask if they're okay if they seem down. It doesn't matter how you say it.
You all right?
Everything's okay?
All G?
You all right, girl? You cool?
You bugging dog.
Just show you're there for them. Go on, Kelly. Seize the awkward.
Hey, you haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Welcome back to The Buzz. This month we're learning all about educational opportunities for Polk County students at the Sun and Fun Expo campus in Lakeland. We're back in studio now with Scotty Larson, Andrew Campbell, and Austin Bantari, 3 students from the Unmanned Squadron at Sun and Fun. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
I know it was a little bit of a drive out here for you guys, so appreciate your time. It was enjoyable.
Yeah.
Good.
So,
So in the first half, we were talking to some of the staff members from from the Sun and Fun campus and the Aerospace Center out there. So we want to learn a little bit about who you guys are before we dive into what you guys do out there. So tell me a little bit about yourselves and how you got involved with the Unmanned Squadron.
Okay, I'll start, I guess. You know, ever since a very young age, I've been really into, you know, aerospace and everything to do with it, not just planes, but space vehicles, all aspects of it. And going to CFAA in Lakeland was a great opportunity for me my freshman year, and I took it. And my sophomore year is when I found out about this club, and it was just starting up. And you know, I really see the aviation world moving from planes and manned vehicles to unmanned vehicles. And so I really wanted to just get involved. And at first it was more of a just, hey, let's see what this is all about, you know, and kind of get to learn something, because I had never really worked with hobby aircraft. But now, you know, a year later, I'm the president, and I love it. I love, you know, working on the drones, teaching others about the drones, programming it, all sorts of things, and the opportunities in the drone industry, and just letting people know where it's going and educating them is an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, definitely, because I know it's something that I don't really know anything about. Yeah. So to have guys like you who are kind of experts on it to educate us, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So how about you, Austin?
My story is not too different from Scotty's. You know, it's probably about from the time I was about 11. Had a family friend of mine who was into flying. Since then, you know, I've kind of worked on my private pilot's license right now. I'm working on my airframe maintenance certification and a few other things. But unmanned stuff, it's something that kind of interests me, because it's something that, you know, it goes beyond flying. It's something you can do yourself. It's something you can do at home. There's just a myriad of applications for it, you know, aerial photography. That's just something that's kind of always interested me. And I do more of the kind of administrative stuff, and you know, I work with the Aerospace Center for Excellence a lot of the time. I take care of that part for the club. Mm-hmm. So as much as I get a lot of the career experience out of it, I get a lot of social experience and a lot of networking and a lot of opportunities that way out of it.
Nice.
So
cool.
My story is probably very similar to theirs. You know, going off of, I've always been interested in aviation going on, so I went to Central Florida Aerospace Academy, like they did my freshman year, and I found out about this club that was starting out. So I decided to join it, and you know, essentially it just shows engineering, and the main reason I joined was because I was interested in engineering. I've always been interested in engineering, and I want to be an aerospace engineer. So going off, it shows, you know, the club itself can show you how to design like the next era of aircraft. So like in the future, I believe all aircraft are probably going to be unmanned. So this club is kind of a stepping stone to help launch future careers.
Cool. So tell me a little bit about what that is, what that entails, the Unmanned Squadron. What is this club all about?
So basically, our club is to take in guys who know nothing about, you know, unmanned vehicles, to bring them into the club, get them plugged in, as Austin said, socially, you know, networking, making connections, and then opening their eyes to all the availabilities that are out there for the use of a drone. And along with that, we educate them on how to build them, how to program them, and basically just flight experience. We meet once a week on Wednesday, and when we go, everyone has the opportunity to fly if they present the certain credentials that we have stepping stones. But everyone can fly every Wednesday when we get clearance, and we fly right there on the airport, which is massive. You know, you can't find that anywhere else. We're the only high school in the U.S. that's allowed to fly right on airport property. So just bringing them in, educating them, and then letting them get hands-on experience is what we're really all about.
Cool. Now you said that you guys take guys who know absolutely nothing about this. So is there a selection process, or is there any kind of criteria that they have to meet to join the club?
Being a Central Florida Aerospace Academy student, you know, we're already kind of held to a high regard, you know, as far as academics and, you know, behavior and how we conduct ourselves. Mm-hmm. But we, you know, if we're going to be having the opportunities, you know, meet with industry leaders, meet with local businesses, you know, we think there should be no exception to that. And it's kind of like a sports team. We have, you know, a few GPA requirements. A lot of our fundraising, that takes a lot of volunteer time, and we just kind of ask for commensurate with that. But really just what we're looking for is people who have a dedicated interest, not even so much to UAVs, but aerospace in general. This is just one branch, but it's really just the interest that we look for.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So Scotty, you mentioned in your last response that you guys kind of try to educate all the different ways that drones can be used, what the possibilities are for it. So can you talk a little bit about that, the different ways that drones can be used?
Oh yeah. There's so many applications for drones, and as the aerospace field of drones is increasing, and as from way back when it started with Predators in Iraq and stuff, and we're coming so far, there's military applications and then there's society applications. And like Austin mentioned, you have aerial photography, surveying is a big thing, when you have a natural disaster, something, poles are down, things need to be surveyed, structures on buildings, because it's so much easier and so much cheaper. It's very cost effective to send a drone up, and it's also safer, than having pilots fly over and, survey things, just little things like that. And then you have hobbies, you have people who get to fly them for fun, and that's the great thing about drones. You don't have to go out and work years on getting your commercial pilot's license. It's something you can grab and be educated on and fly in your backyard, Right. And so I think that part of it is truly amazing.
Yeah, you guys go out and you get to fly these kind of for fun, but it's not just all for fun. You guys have a competition coming up in May.
Oh, yes.
Are you guys involved in that competition, the three of you?
Yeah.
Okay,
He
so
was
tell me
actually our
about that.
pilot last year.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. So you've done it before.
Yeah.
So tell me about the competition. What's it like, and how are you guys preparing for this year?
So essentially what the competition is we get together with a bunch of other high school clubs. So they're all high school age kids, and they're from all across the country. So we all get together, we all go ahead and build a drone, and then we compete. It's a search and rescue competition.
Okay.
But the competition itself, so essentially we get the drone in boxes. So if you guys can see right here, this is the drone we have. So it eventually comes in a million different pieces, and then we have to put it together, figure all the electronics out. And then the first half of the competition is essentially a safety briefing. So we have to figure out everything we've done safety-wise, because a big point of it is safety.
Right.
So we have to understand how the systems works, if stuff fails, what we're supposed to do, things along the lines of that.
Okay.
So it teaches responsibility and stuff. And then the second half is we actually program the drone. So we have to go in a computer system, actually go through, figure out how to put the waypoints in, use GPS coordinates, and it has to go across and find different symbols on the ground. And we get points for how many symbols we find and if the drone actually goes where it's supposed to. So I mean, it's a hard competition, and I guess it's coming up in May, so it's coming up in a month. So.
Yeah.
And I think something he kind of said kind of speaks towards our club. He mentioned how our drone, every single screw, every single bolt, every single component on it was put together by the club.
Right.
And I think that almost kind of relates to the club itself. We, of course, we've had plenty of generous help from the Aerospace Center for Excellence, and a few other people, and a lot of our mentors, a lot of our advisors, and stuff like that. But a lot of where the club is now is because our members have. We've done all of our own fundraising for the most part. We're always, spending hours on the weekends, giving tours, utilizing a lot of the resources out, that at the Aerospace Center for Excellence and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, being the secretary, I just kind of put a few of the pieces together. But all those pieces are made by our members. Everywhere where we're at today, it's all because of our members.
That's awesome. Cool.
I'd like to add to that this was built with no instructions as well.
Yeah.
So when we get the package, there's no telling, hey, go to this website and you'll find a whole PDF.
Right.
No, this is strictly us and what our club was able to do, which is actually, makes me really proud of our members to, look at something and fly it in a competition and be a real competitor. Last year was our first year ever competing. The club is up and coming. We're going places, and we were able to go out there not come in last.
Nice.
So it's just that good feeling of saying, hey, we're working hard, we're out there, and we're educating, and we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. And this comes with no instructions, but it looks super intricate, and there's all kinds of wiring, and it would be very easy to mess this up. So, how do you tackle that?
I guess it's kind of like how some people treat speed limits in Florida. There's guidelines, but there's not rules.
Okay.
A lot of it is, just putting the hours to work. Just to get a few things working.
Right.
You move from one system to another. So there's the foundation's there, but a lot of it just comes from putting the work into it.
Yeah.
So.
And how long does it take you to put together one of these? Is there like an average time, or is it completely depending on who's doing it and what it is? And
actually, this one, there was a little bit of a problem last year in getting this shipped in on time for the competition. So we really put this together in a matter of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, which is just mind-blowing because most of the teams that get these have months to prepare and to get to know their drone and to put it together. So very quick process. I think, like Austin was saying, it's just the time that you put in. How much are you going to put in? That's what
if you ask our maintenance officer, we're still putting it together. So, That's
true.
Still work to be done. You've got some time. You've got till May. Are you guys all competing this year in the competition?
Austin
Do you all
and
have a
I
part
are.
there?
Yeah. The two of us are.
Okay.
I'm the equipment manager. I just make sure everything's there. I'm also a spotter, making sure it stays within the boundaries and stuff.
Okay.
So
cool.
I'm going to be the team communicator. So something we learned from last year's competition is that it's better if you have like a chain of command, someone that everyone is going through, and it just kind of keeps everything organized rather than everyone running around. What do I do? What do I do? Some people are yelling three different things at the pilot, and going through one person. I think it's going to help us a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Well, good luck in the competition.
Yes,
Awesome.
thank
That's
you.
awesome. And I hope you guys do even better than just not coming in last.
Yeah.
I think you guys,
I think we
you guys
will.
have a good
I think
chance.
we will this year. Yeah.
Cool. So obviously you guys have learned a lot about drones and a lot about the technical side, but has being in this club and getting to kind of fellowship with these other guys that are interested in this kind of stuff taught you anything about yourself? What have you guys gotten out of being a part of this club?
I guess I can go first. Definitely it's taught us that one, we all, like at least because at the school, we all have the same interests. So we're all focused on the same goal of trying to get stuff together. So it's definitely taught us a lot of teamwork. It's definitely mostly teamwork. And then it's also had us come out and, learn social skills mostly. Because, in engineering fields or technical fields, that's often hard to come by.
Right.
So the club's definitely opened up opportunities for us.
Cool. You guys have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I mean,
Or does that kind of cover it?
I mean, he's pretty spot on. As there's always a way to get involved in aerospace, but it's better to be, we're part of a social organization, so we're getting in it and we're making those connections, and there's a group of us working towards a common goal. So teamwork really is, what it comes down to. Cool. So.
I think the professional side of the whole thing is just mind-blowing, and that's what I've really seen myself. Just being a part of this club has given me the opportunity and what I need to take the next step as coming into early adulthood and going for things like that, of just the basic communication skills and reaching out and conducting yourself in such a professional manner and being a part of something that's way bigger than you are.
Yeah, definitely. Wish you guys luck with all your future endeavors and your competition coming up.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for coming out and taking the time.
All right,
appreciate
awesome.
it.
Of course.
Unfortunately, that's all the time that we have for this month. But if you'd like to catch this episode again, tune into PGTV on Mondays, Wednesdays, or Fridays at 1 and 7 p.m. Or you can find us and all of our other episodes on the Polk Government YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on The Buzz.